So bring it on, fresh, fervent, fevered, how it always was and how it always will be. Feel it, this is where it starts. Whatever your ambitions, a good beginning is the perfect way to get things underway. Just listen to that noise, this place is definitely up for it. Let's hope we get a contest worthy of the setting. So things are underway. Who do you, Jim, see making the difference here?
Yeah, Robert Lewandowski. He's just about the perfect all-round striker. Not least because he can finish equally well with both feet, Peter. It's not all about his finishing, though. He's always on the shoulder, looking for that ball in behind, and that prevents the...
Oh, that is asking for trouble. Takes aim and gets his head on it! It's loose now and they want to get it back. Hakimi, James Rodriguez, now it's Neymar. Now Ødegaard, great vision, Son Heung-min! Oh, the keeper's done ever so well.
Son Heung-min clearly thought he had the beating of the keeper.
Madrid with the corner, they're first. Header comes in! He's done very well to get to that.
Pepe actually didn't do an awful lot wrong, to be honest.
Koulibaly. And it's James Rodriguez. Strong running down that left flank. And he cuts out the supply. Very early stages, Jim, but anything up to now that's of note?
Well, I think both teams probably feel it's too early for either to start taking real risks. So they're still very much in a phase of testing the waters and sizing each other.
He's having a pop! Oh, it's a fair try, but just off target.
Lewandowski has taken on too much there. That isn't one of the areas he thrives on.
Well, the referee's pulled play back and has booked him for the original offence. This their second corner of the game. James plays it short. And here's James. It's James! Now it's Neymar. Can he get away here? Well, that was a period of possession which carried just about no threat at all. Koulibaly carries the ball down the right. Neymar! Again, a brilliant save.
Well, the keeper saved his team again here, Peter, but he needs more protection from this defence.
Vitinha. Ødegaard. Played back towards his own goal. Your impression so far, Jim?
Well, it's plain for all to see who has settled into this game with the greater superiority. Now for a goal.
James Rodriguez. Nicked it back promptly. And they've got rid. Lismalu. Now it's Immobile. That has been slung wide. James Rodriguez. Could move up a gear here. Lismalu. Ikone. James Rodriguez. Hakimi gets a foot in here. That's a quick free kick. Now this could be a chance. Well, that's surely a foul free kick.
Well, you either commit a foul and take one for the team, or just stand by and concede a potential goal. It's not a great choice, Peter, but I think I do the former in that position.
Chance! He doesn't look too happy with that.
Well, he looks a little annoyed with himself, Peter, but he hit it well enough. Better look next time, maybe.
Hakimi. 0-0, but nevertheless a very decent game. He's in plenty of space here. Can he finish? And one more try! It's a loose ball. And the assistant referee rightly gives him offside. James Rodriguez. Can he get on the end of this? It's Neymar! Well, now it's a race for the... Oh, what has happened here? No way through, so back it comes. And it's Hakimi. Very nicely done. Lunetzi. He shifted it to the flank. Simon. He's picked his way through. Aimed beyond the defence. Great defending, strong and determined.
Habrá un minuto de descuento.
And that is a little undercooked. Space for him to turn and look. Oh, that's an excellent interception. And it's half-time. So neither team were able to take the lead, but it certainly hasn't been for the lack of trying. So there was the first half.
Madrid certainly have plenty of positives to take from that first half, especially the way they were able to turn it on in the last few minutes. I can see them coming out with more menace, more meaningfulness after the break, as momentum is definitely with them now.
Well, it's been a half that hasn't lacked suspense or intrigue. It's only lacked goals. 0-0 at the break. Surely he can't miss! Well, the defence proved infallible then, but that won't be the last they'll see of him. Hakimi does well to get it back. Driving through the middle. There's a beautiful simplicity about this contest. Willing running on one side, dogged defence on the other. James. Now it's Neymar. And he is dashing away.
Well, he certainly wasn't in the mood to take any risks.
Lopez. Now it's Ikone. Threads one in. And here's Immobile. Distributed tidily. It's a promising position. Bumps him off it and wins back the ball.
A lot of space here, a real opportunity.
Nicely weighted ball. He has a look up. He has found the way through. Neymar! Oh, that wasn't the worst effort in the world. And if you did take an extended half-time break, you'll be relieved to hear that you have missed nothing. Quarter of an hour into the second half. That ball looks a good one. And he's managed to get free. That's good defending, very good defending. Oh, that is good. Super running, sharp movement. Came up against a defender, though, who was ever so determined.
Well, the box was just so congested there, Peter. There was absolutely no space to work with.
Lopez. Oh, nicely intercepted. And still, we await the first breakthrough. Nuno Mendes. And it's Son Heung-min. Yeah, he's pulled him up for that challenge.
Se va a realizar un cambio de jugadores.
So time for change, and this one has been on the cards for a little while.
Well, Peter, I don't think there's anything tactical or injury-related here. I think it's just all about the push for a goal now.
El dorsal 14 será reemplazado por el dorsal
Nuno
9.
Mendes. And here's Son Heung-min. Well, the defence just about came out on top, but they were certainly tested. And here's Lewandowski. Now he's running away. Neymar! Denied by an instinctive save.
Neymar is offering a right smile there.
Now it's Neymar. Madrid do have options available on the bench if they want to go that way. Lopez.
Whatever happens, that's the kind of movement which raises hope. That's a modern defender's instinct from a modern coach's mindset.
Son Heung-min with the clearance. And this is Neymar. Mbappe looking to receive it in space. He's found a way through.
He looked rushed. He should have waited for some movement.
Lismalu.
Madrid clearly are pushing for the win here, Peter. It's making for a very frantic end to this game.
Now it's Ikone. Oh, that's fabulous. Nuno Mendes. He's shifting through the gears here. Now it's Lewandowski. Pinches it off him.
They've got to be quick moving this forward.
Koulibaly kept aware, and it is reclaimed easily. Mbappe. Oh, he's having a go! Final checks on the touchline. A change about to occur. Jebel coming on here. They need a difference maker.
Well, you can see he's very much a favourite, and with very good reason.
Madrid are still in search of that breakthrough goal. The final 5 minutes. The pressing's intense, and it's paid off. Mbappe running with the ball.
Well, that might be that, Peter. Maybe both sides just going to have to settle for the draw now.
Now it's Immobile. Now it's Neymar. Oh, good read.
That was well played. well stopped.
Habrá un minuto de descuento.
Well, they shouldn't be dawdling at this stage. They need to get the ball in the mixer and quickly. Well, it's a move of great promise, but will it really prove productive?
Son Heung-min. And that's it. So we finish as we started. Try as they might, neither was able to break through. Well, after all of that, Jim... Well, what a sight this is. A beautiful evening and the promise of a match that will really get the juices flowing. I'm Peter Drury and this is Jim Beglin. A delight to have him on board.
Cheers, Peter. It's a privilege to be here. It really is.
Well, the stage is set for a stirring showdown here. The supporters in great voice and there's a real sense of anticipation in the air. Game on. We are just getting started. What do you think about the formation here, Jim?
Well, Peter, in opting for this system, there's a confidence that stems from the manager and flows through his players. This is a team with courage to get on the ball and look to entertain with an abundance of goals. Plan B is for someone else. This team will stick to their plan A, and if it's not working, they'll persist until they get it right.
Tries to pass it through. Oh, look at the space here. Dealt with nicely by the defence. Jim, you've played in games of this nature. Who can make the difference?
Well, Peter, the Spanish really have been churning out some genuine quality at left-back, and this guy, Alex Grimaldo, is another one of them. I think the modern game has allowed him to do what fullbacks are doing generally. They're thriving in terms of getting forward, getting into deep opposition space, and he's one that can't resist any opportunity to make those penetrating runs.
Yes, they'll certainly be leaning heavily on him. Bumps him off it and wins back the ball. Grimaldo. So Jim, what have you made of what we've seen so far?
Well, I think both teams probably feel it's too early for either to start taking real risks. So they're still very much in a phase of testing the waters and sizing each other up.
Well seen, saw that coming.
That was well played, well stopped.
Tapsoba did just about enough to come out on top there. Neither party overly willing to compromise. Neymar. Neither of these two want to come off second best. And it's Neymar. Oh, good read.
That's great positioning, so good from him. And he could have done himself a massive favour by just lifting his head up there. You know, it would have been a better picture of what...
It's Neymar! That is decidedly lacking.
Well, there's always that risk, Peter, when a team commits too many numbers forward. You can't help but leave some gaps at the back.
Palacios. No goals as yet. Palacios. It's a throw-in. Palacios does well not to be outdone there. Distributed tidily. Space for him to turn and look. He's rising! Loose ball now, and there's a chase on to retrieve it. Sick! Not a bad try by any means. Nuno Mendes. And it's Ødegaard. Vitinha. And here's Lewandowski.
Lewandowski really needed to concentrate on protecting the ball. Then again, he was being very closely marshalled.
He won't be happy with that one. Vitinha. And that's a good ball.
Well, he got rid because he was under pressure.
Pinches it off him. He's under a lot of pressure there. Oh no, that was never going to make it. Hakimi making good progress on the right-hand side. And here's Son Heung-min. Expertly cut out, really nicely done. Grimaldo. Still looking for the first breakthrough, and it is nearly half-time now. That's the throw. Vitinha. Neymar. Now Ødegaard. And it's Mendes. Quansah kept his eye on it, and he's there. Garcia. And this is Lewandowski. Teller. Now it's Schick. He's shifting through the gears here. And we've reached half-time. So neither team were able to take the lead, but it certainly hasn't been for the lack of trying.
And please welcome
So nothing to report so far on the goals front.
It's not a bad game by any means, Peter, but it definitely needs an injection of some invention, creativity. There's so much you can do with all that industry by just adding a little bit of skill.
So it's simmered along nicely for 45 minutes, but still no goals. It is 0-0 at half-time. So straight into the second half.
Well, both sides are eager to get going. Here's hoping that it's a good sign. Things are about to change. We need a little more life in this.
And that was asking for too much. Mbappe, chance here to counter. This looks promising. Neymar gets into a good position. Oh, that's neat. Whistle's gone, that's foul.
Well, they're struggling to cope with a pacey dribble because they've not been at it as a team. I think the collective pressure needs to be better all round.
Now, there are plenty in the middle waiting for this. So, who's he going to be aiming for here? Oh, he's pulled off a fine save.
Absolutely terrific, terrific reflexes. Goalkeeping at its very best.
Tapsoba. Teller. Tapsoba. And he's forced to go back. Quansah. Oh, they continue each to cancel the other out. Tries to cross. And he's there to clear it. Bayer Leverkusen have it back and can go again. Oh, he's found support out wide. And he can thump it away. Almost an hour gone. Kwanzaa. Ødegaard being watched hawkishly here.
Look, stopping him is imperative. It may not eliminate trouble, but it'll reduce it.
No breakthrough and well into the second period. It is still anyone's game. Can he get it through?
Whatever happens, that's the kind of movement which raises hope.
Madrid with their first corner, the first in the game for either side actually. Neymar goes short. Now it's Neymar. And now they can spring out of defence. Oh, that is asking for trouble. He's having a shot! And he's stuck it away. Such thrill, such noise, and how this matters. And that is a genuine ground-eat-me-up moment.
I think the defence really need to wake up here, Peter. They really shouldn't be getting caught out like that.
Robert Lewandowski.
Madrid have fired themselves in front.
Well, when the going gets tough, etc., they can still turn this round, I think.
And there's green grass ahead of him. He's found a way through. Shot a goal! And it's in! And there's the goal they've been looking for. Well, how's that for a class finish?
Well, that's great disguise he got on that finish too. Just toying with the defence, making them guess the wrong thing to do. Made him look a bit silly, Peter.
Madrid are doing very nicely, thank you.
Well, their manager seems to have them always thinking about the next goal. When's the next goal coming? They're such an entertaining watch.
And he's quick to snatch it back. Closing in on the last quarter of an hour. Grimaldo. And that's been intercepted.
He read that really well and stopped it.
Substitution for Leverkusen.
This is their
Number
second
23,
corner of the game.
Number 30. Number 42.
Neymar plays it short.
Number 17.
And here's Neymar. It's Neymar!
Number 21.
It's off target and by quite a way.
Neymar probably should have taken a breath and looked for runners. It helps to put your head up from time to time, Peter.
Madrid have scored 2 quick goals here and are firmly in the driving seat. 2-0 the score. Son Heung-min, there he goes, motoring forward. Well, that is one way to stop him. There's a beautiful simplicity about this contest. Willing running on one side, dogged defence on the other. Tries a shot! And yes, it's there! Just one in it now. The game takes on a whole new complexion. Wonderfully smooth, smart and slick.
Well, we could be a little critical of that defence then, but the timing was pretty much perfect.
And when the manager called on him, he was only too happy to repay that faith.
That's just as the manager would have seen it, an impact sub.
A shift in momentum, perhaps.
Well, they'll just be praying that one more chance falls their way before the whistle goes.
That is good strength. Cross is blocked, and that's a corner. Madrid have their third corner. They've played it short. Now it's Neymar. Lovely bit of skill.
Madrid really wanted that two-goal cushion, but it wasn't to be. Still, they should be able to see it out from here.
Garcia. He's picked his way through. Now it's Ben Seguir. Look at the... Oh, shooting chance! Goal! And right near the end, we have parity. Well, was he ever going to miss that? Of course he wasn't.
Again, that's terrific movement, Peter, and an even better pass. It's beautifully played.
After 90 minutes is...
So all square with almost no time remaining.
It just goes to show you what determination can achieve. Okay, there isn't much time left, but if we have to find a winner now, there's no question who I'll be backing.
Minutes added time.
Quansah. Andrick. The final seconds now. And he's making progress on the ball. Mbappe has it in a wide position.
That's just playing it safe and simple.
Substitution for Leverkusen. Number 14, Schick. Coming on to replace
Can he
him
get on the
is
end of this?
Number 19.
And there goes the final whistle. A draw and a highly unpredictable one. Fair share of momentum shifts, highly entertaining until the very end. Neymar, voted man of the match, and deservedly so. Welcome to those who have joined us all here on a beautiful, clear evening. The conditions contributing to a fantastic atmosphere in the stands. This really is the place to be. I'm your commentator, Peter Drury, and providing his unique brand of expert analysis, here's Jim Beglin.
Hello, Peter, and hello to everyone watching. For me, it's a real thrill to be here.
Expectations and decibels both rising fast here. Things are heating up and we'll be getting underway very soon. So we're very much on the way now. Mbappe, delivery from Mbappe. Madrid with their first corner, the first in the game for either side actually. And this is Son Heung-min, and here's Neymar. Strokes it back. Vitinha. That's a good foray he's making. Neymar. Neymar makes a dash for it. Gives it back.
Really got in his face there, and it was well played.
And this is Neymar. Is there any support? He might not need it. Lewandowski. And into the grateful arms of the keeper. Andre. Lovely pass, but can he get there? Oh, the less said about that pass, the better. Koulibaly. Madrid, without doubt, seeing more of the ball and looking to turn it now into something meaningful. Tries to play. He's having a shot! Oh, terrific save from the keeper.
Well, someone's doing his job properly, Peter, that's for sure.
Corner number 2 then. And it's been taken short. And it's Neymar. That is good strength. That's very neat. Mandy did well to emerge with the ball. That's a contest to keep an eye on. Lukau. Looking to play him in. No, it's come to nothing. And he has slightly undercooked that one.
They should have done a lot better there. The final ball was very poor.
Engages, takes a shot! Oh, he's managed to get it all wrong.
He did well there, held his run enough to ensure he didn't stray offside.
Neither side yet able to find the net. Played back. Looking for options for movement. Can he finish? Goal! Nil!
Yeah, that's really well played, Peter. It's very, very simple. The ball through to him was just beautifully measured.
Gol del Lille. Marcó en el minuto 22 el dorsal 7.
So the first moment of real significance.
Well, this should allow them to be a bit more expansive, although they'll be wise to be cautious for now.
Madrid are behind here, despite their domination of possession. Neymar receives it in a wide position.
They've got to make this nice and quick.
Neatly clipped into space.
Madrid are really in a position where patience and prudence will serve them best. Time's on their side.
Mbappe. It's a good run down the right. Neymar. That a foul? Yes, the referee's given it. No, he's missed it.
I was expecting him to play it in until I saw his run-up.
Andre. Meunier. Can he latch on to this? Donnarumma deals with that nice and simple. Could move up a gear here. Mbappe tries to pass it through. Oh, sweet feet. That's a good foot in there. There will be a throw-in. And here's Neymar. He is just caressing the ball. Pinches it off him. Oh, that is good. Super running, sharp movement. Came up against a defender, though, who was ever so determined. Oh, he's felt that, hasn't he?
Madrid truly have no need to panic. They can reassess at half-time.
And it's Mendes. And he's made sure that's not getting through. Vitinha makes a move down the right. Andre knocks it into space. Out towards the flank. Lovely ball and a real chance now. Can he finish? It's a goal! 2 up and in charge, and things are looking pretty good for them now.
Look, that was a technical interaction of great football. That has gone down a treat.
En el minuto 44, el dorsal 10.
So that's 2 now without reply.
Well, that's a real psychological weight off the shoulders, I think. It's a very different game now at 2 up.
Oh, good read.
That was well played, well stopped.
It's a promising position. He can run onto that. And he's managed to get free. It's a sweeping cross. Mbappe. Now Son Heung-min. Son Heung-min going forward. Mbappe. No outsmarting him this time. And the referee says that is that for the first half.
Well, the second goal certainly came as a welcome surprise, Peter. So late and so potentially destructive.
That certainly seems to be the case.
And that ought to encourage an even more ambitious approach in this second half, Peter, with control already established.
So that was the first half, and we will be back with the second half shortly.
Se va a producir un cambio de jugadores. El dorsal 12. El
And
dorsal
here is the
24.
first touch of the second
Serán
half.
sustituidos por el dorsal
I think it'll be fascinating to see how they're going to change their approach here. They have to go for it and try and pull one back, but they also have to be aware that going 3 down will probably seal their fate.
That is ended up in no man's land. Madrid come out of the tunnel having undergone a change at half-time.
Well, we're certainly going to see a change in personnel. We'll see if the system changes with it.
Mendes is very much the model of the modern-day fullback. Meunier. Lille couldn't do a whole lot with it there. They could do with more sharpness in their passing. Mendes making good progress. He has found the way through. Looking for the run. Shot, surely! And collective relief etched on the faces of the defenders.
Modern football for you. You get 0 time to think on the ball. Take too long, and that happens. It gets pinched. There's no doubt it's a long way back, but they can at least give us something to believe the gap might be closed.
That's a good run down the left. And he's being shifted off it. He's on it, can he get away? Meunier. Can he get it through? Now it's Lewandowski. Now, can they get him away? Can he get onto this? He's found the way through. There's some great running on show here, but ultimately there was no way through. Knocks it out wide, and it's Mendes. No, he refuses to take the bait. Well, that defending is unapologetically persistent. It's almost personal, and it had to be. Madrid do have options available on the bench if they want to go that way. And that interception was most necessary.
He read that really well and stopped it.
Mendes in acres of space out wide. Cleared away. Hazard. It's run loose here. And he's played it back. Oh, facing up to his adversary. This is a formidable matchup. Mondi. Now Andre. And it's Mondi. It's Meunier. Great vision.
You can never be short of runners into space, as long as the space left behind is filled.
And it's Lewandowski. Now it's Hazard. He's a sharp little ball here. Oh, that is a good ball to find him. And the counter is on. Mbappe. Odegaard. He's through here. Oh, just a keeper now. Chance! They want to be quick to recover this. Nicely weighted ball.
Whatever happens, that's the kind of movement which raises hope.
Mondi.
Madrid are certainly now looking like a sorry lot. They haven't got a proper defence, or attack, for that matter.
Hazard. Here's Vitinha. Mbappe. Mbappe! Meunier can clear it away. Lille are able now to make their substitution. It's been on the cards for a few moments now.
Well, for me, this was the obvious substitution. He'd become just a little jaded, and as a result of that, he was most likely to make a mistake. I think sometimes when the body becomes tired, the brain goes with it, and I think that's happened in this case.
Meunier. No unnecessary risks, and the game is petering out here. Now Andre. That has been slung wide. He's shifting through the gears here. Just eases him off the ball. Hazard. Hazard gets on his bike and on the move. Giroud. 1 minute to add, according to the board. And that will be the final act. A performance of perspiration, work rate, grit. And those are very good qualities. Well, what a sight this is, a beautiful evening and the promise of a match that will really get the juices flowing. I'm Peter Drury, and here with me in the commentary box, I'm glad to report, is Jim Beglin.
Hello, Peter, and hello to everyone watching. For me, it's a real thrill to be here.
There's nothing quite like match day, especially here. This crowd doesn't do ordinary, and we should be in for something very special. Well, we're on the way. This is the lineup we've been given. How do you read it, Jim?
Reminders of a golden era in English football, I should add. And it continues to hold its place in the modern game. Playing a second striker runs the risk of being outnumbered in midfield, of course. So, with the wider pairing and fullbacks, plenty of running has to be part of their play. And, of course, the rights...
And Cruyff! Oh, that wasn't the worst effort in the world.
Cruyff has taken on too much there. That isn't one of the areas he thrives on.
And it's Neymar. Bops him off it and wins back the ball. Oh, that's fabulous. Now then, this man really is a legend, perhaps the legend, a revolutionary, the father of a philosophy. He is, of course, Jim, Johan Cruyff.
We'd have no total football without him, Peter. No tiki-taka either.
One of the best of all time. Some say the best, and certainly one of the most influential.
Without a doubt, pure class.
Vargas, steaming forward at pace. Beckenbauer. Very early stages, Jim, but anything up to now that's of note?
Well, both sides seem happy with the patient approach for now, still trying to have a good look at one another.
Ball in towards the middle. And he's taking no chances there. This looks promising. De Bruyne can see things others simply cannot. Madrid do have a chance to counter here. Well seen, saw that coming.
That was well played, well stopped.
Mopé, excellent challenge there, uncompromising. So we're still where we started right now. Beckenbauer. And it's Cannavaro. Great vision. And that could set him on his way. Chance for a shot! Now that looks a decent ball. Now it's Neymar. De Bruyne. Beckenbauer. Now it's Neymar. Neymar going face-to-face with his great rival. The pressing's intense, and it's paid off. Oh, he's enjoyed that. He evidently loves the contest. De Bruyne. Neymar. Lovely bit of skill. And he's managed to get... And a header! Cleared away. Great defending, strong and determined. There's a beautiful simplicity about this contest. Willing running on one side, dogged defence on the other. Agume and Mopé. De Bruyne. And it's Neymar. That is good pressure, just hounded him off it. Vargas. Sao. Vargas. Mopé. Played out to the left flank. Pinches it off him. Cruyff. And it's Beckham. He won't be happy with that one. So still we are where we began. It's 0-0. Cannavaro. And it's Neymar. In the end, they found themselves penned in, nowhere to go. Beckenbauer. Can he get on the end of this? And this is Neymar. Well, now here's a good battle, bicep to bicep. He's having a shot!
He has saved the goalkeeper's blushes there. What great defending.
That's gone for a throw-in. Agume. Now Sao. And he's quick to return it. And goes for a shot! Goal! A goal at a really telling moment. The invitation was clear, and it was accepted with the utmost glee.
Some great movement here, and the pass was perfect. All he had to do was just apply the finishing touch.
El dorsal 7.
So the first goal of the game.
Well, I think the managers are going to have to scrap whatever they had in mind for the half-time team talks. One has got to tone it up now, and the other has to tone it down.
Stood up well to him there. Yeah, he's pulled him up for that challenge. And that's going to be a booking.
Yeah, we guessed that this scenario could take place because he's up against pace.
Beckenbauer. That's it, 45 minutes up. There's been no shortage of industry or intent thus far. A little inspiration and inventiveness, perhaps the only things lacking. Madrid finding themselves behind by just one goal at the break.
Well, for me, Peter, things have never really got going, but at least this will be a good time to reflect and regroup. I can see a few changes coming, because whatever they've been doing, it just hasn't gelled.
So that was the first half, and we will be back with the second half shortly.
Se va a llevar a cabo un cambio de jugadores.
Away we go again.
Madrid can really do with some bigger names standing up here. At times they didn't even look as if they knew what they were doing.
And it's been given away. Donnarumma. Madrid do look as though they've made a half-time change here.
I'll be fascinated to see how the change now affects their overall strategy.
Mbappe. Bebeto. Bebeto! Now, who's going to be first to this? To Beckham. Plenty of appeals, but the referee is not interested. Can he get it through? Aimed beyond the defence. Cafu spots it and intercepts. Cannavaro does really well there, he is strong. Still chasing the game, trailing by one. Cafu. Beckenbauer currently being consciously targeted.
Yeah, better communication and lots of contact seems to...
Shoots! And it's in! They have done it! They have their equaliser!
Well, you have to credit the desire there. These boys knew they were in a battle, and they did exactly what was needed to get back into it. That's going to make the boss just a little happy now.
And a trademark move ends with the inevitable classy finish.
Look, if you want to be effective on the break, then the key element is always pace. That's what really rips defences apart, and it's difficult to find an answer to it when it's applied like that.
So they have it all to do again.
Both teams having to rewrite their plans and start from scratch here. Plenty of food for thought for both managers.
Madrid are, of course, in a position to go to the bench should the need arise. Sao. Agume. And they can counter here. Now it's Mbappe. Now it's Cristiano Ronaldo. Mbappe providing an outlet on that flank. Neymar! No, just not quite. That has ended up in no man's land. It's a good run down the right. Adams. Cafu. That's Beckham. And here's Mbappe. Now it's Cruyff. And he cuts out the supply. And he's gone looking for safety. Engages and forces him off the ball. Well, that was a period of possession which carried just about no threat at all. It looks a good ball through. And he's being shifted off it. That's good running with the ball. And it's Cruyff. Well, that pass surprised everyone, and not in a good way.
Concentration levels are very good, and so is the commitment. This game could yet yield a winner.
Se va a producir un cambio de jugadores. El dorsal 17.
Sevilla choosing to make the first change.
Well, his stamina was called into question then, but there's absolutely nothing wrong with his heart and the efforts he put in. He was very willing, though, not quite able.
El dorsal 8.
Now it's Mbappe. Now it's Cruyff. Good running, strong and purposeful. Now it's Mbappe. That is lovely. And that's been intercepted.
He read that really well and stopped it.
And he's there to belt it away. Driving on and making good progress. Well, that's beautifully weighted. Still anyone's game, this. One moment can decide it.
It's a very open game and an exciting watch. There are no signs of nerves or caginess from either team. This pitch is go-for-it territory right now. Well, that might be that, Peter. Maybe both sides just going to have to settle for the draw now.
Oh, shooting chance! Well, that was nice, but not quite the end product required.
He did well there, held his run enough to ensure he didn't stray offside.
Cannavaro, Cafu, Mbappe, Adams, shin to shin, bicep to bicep, and he wins out. Bebeto, and here's Neymar. Lovely ball and a real chance now. He is through here. It's Cristiano Ronaldo! That's put paid to the danger, and that's very disappointing, it has to be said. Well, he's felt that, hasn't he? They'll have to settle for that. A draw, and a highly unpredictable one. Fair share of momentum shifts, highly entertaining until the very end. Well, this is just joyous. The perfect backdrop as both sides look to clear the first hurdle. Supporters here in terrific numbers. So will they be going back happy at the end of 90 minutes? And few venues rise to an occasion quite like this one. It is, of course, the world-famous Old Trafford. We are just getting started. Jim, who do you reckon is pivotal?
Yeah, Virgil van Dijk. He's just about unbeatable in every department, Peter. He's strong, he's quick, he's totally dominant in the air. And what's more, he seems to really love a tussle. His passing's good too, and he never seems to lose it in important areas. I'd expect this team to notch up a lot of clean sheets with him on board.
No argument from me on that front. It's easy to see how his presence alone affects both sides. Well, he's done very well to take that back. And he's had it nicked away. Now it's Cristiano Ronaldo. Great vision. Messi is offering some sort of an apology there.
His teammates are really annoyed with that, you know, and they have every right to be.
He is through here. Beckenbauer. That is lovely.
Such good technique.
And it's Neymar. Neymar getting forward. He's got away. And the shot! Oh, that was a brilliant save.
I think he's done great there, both reading it and dealing with it.
And we have our very first corner. Getting up there! Oh, the ball's run loose here. Oh, what has happened here? The ball goes in. Not pretty, but it gets the job done. And the shot! It's run loose. Who's going to get there? Oh, and that one's done no damage in the end. It's their second corner of the game. And there's the shot! Cafu. Your impression so far, Jim?
Portugal have definitely started much the stronger. They're far more creative.
Lovely pass, but can he get there? Neymar picks it up out wide. Tries a shot! Oh, split-second reaction.
Really anticipated that well, didn't he?
Portugal have their third corner. Cristiano Ronaldo! Harmlessly behind. Alexander-Arnold. And Doué. Valverde. Well, there was an element of promise insofar as they kept the ball well, but they did very little with it. Well, they've got it back in a hurry. Messi. Now it's Neymar. Excellent challenge there, uncompromising. Cannavaro gets over and intercepts. It's a pretty loose pass. And here's Mbappe. Well, that pass surprised everyone, and not in a good way. Lovely pass, but can he get there? Oh, he's been caught napping! Valverde. Robertson. And that's a really buccaneering run he's making. Now try to spin that positively. I certainly can't. Knocks it into space. Can he get on the end of this? It's a promising position. And it's Yaya Toure. Stood up well to him there. Oh, he'd have done well to reach that. Doué was only too happy to help out in defence.
He's dealt with that very well, Peter. It's a real show of discipline.
Nicely aimed pass. Shapes to shoot! Goal! Portugal! And there is your opener. And a trademark move ends with the inevitable classy finish.
Well, it's an example of counter-attacking at its finest. Real cut and thrust.
Number 17, Johan Cruyff.
So we have had the first significant moment. It is 1-0.
So far, so good, Peter, but they need to start thinking of the next one now. Take this momentum and force the issue even more.
Oh, good-looking ball. Alexander-Arnold cuts it out. It's Cristiano Ronaldo! And that's a tidy finish. And they're threatening to fly away here. It was a great finish. He put it away with great poise, dead-eye accuracy.
Just way, way too good, Peter. The keeper was never going to stop it.
Things starting to look very comfortable.
This is wonderful front-footed football. The manager will be absolutely thrilled to see his team clicking in every department.
No, he refuses to take the bait. Cruyff. Portugal have hit a quick-fire double here and are well and truly in the driving seat. That's a good ball out wide. The less said about that pass, the better. Valverde. Fernandes. De Bruyne can so cleverly bypass the press. He's picked his way through. And it's Beckenbauer. And again, he's sorted that out terrifically. Valverde. And it's half-time. How's the first half compared with your expectation?
Well, Peter, at 2-0, you're faced with the choice of just trying to see the match out or forcing the issue even further. I'd always be inclined to go for the latter, go for a third, especially with a full half of football still to play.
Portugal looking composed, content, comfortable, leading 2-0 at half-time.
Substitution.
So let's get the ball rolling. Oh, that's fabulous. That's a throw. Olise. He's had it taken off him. And it's Messi. He's going for goal! He's got away with one there. Portugal come out of the tunnel having undergone a change at half-time.
I'll be fascinated to see how the change now affects their overall strategy.
Cafu. Olise. Driving on and making good progress. It's a really well-measured ball. Cruyff! No, poor contact, nothing on the shot.
Oh, what a chance. He probably had more time than he realised.
And here's Shevchenko, and Shevchenko! They want to be quick to recover this. Oh, he's been caught on it here. Olise receives it in a wide position. That's a risky ball, you've got to say. There's a beautiful simplicity about this contest. Willing running on one side, dogged defence on the other. A Cruyff! Well, now it's a race for the ball. 60 minutes played.
The attendance for this match was 71,550.
Cruyff. Now, who's going to be... Oh, he's having a go! It's loose now and they want to get it back. Oh, what has happened here?
That's just playing it safe and simple.
Portugal perhaps contemplating their next change here. That is good alertness. And it's Cruyff. Nice bit of skill, and he's away. Cafu plays it in. Alexander-Arnold can get it clear. Shevchenko. Shin to shin, bicep to bicep, and he wins out. Fernandes was in no mood for any of that.
Portugal have turned up with a human blockade. This is top defence.
Valverde. Valverde. Mbappe. Cruyff, given the lift of his goal. Robertson. And it's Valverde. Well, that pass isn't the best. Messi is sporting a guilty look after that.
Yeah, he just didn't seem to get enough on the pass, Peter, did he?
And it's Doué. Beckenbauer does well to get it back. Now it's Neymar.
They'll want to make the most of this turnover.
No, that's been intercepted. Good ball, good take. Can he finish? And it's there! And they are disappearing out of sight. Whoever is in his path, he will always find a way.
Well, at one stage, he was being body-checked, Peter, and then the next minute, it's in the back of the net. That's wonderful striking.
A case now of complete control. It's a good run down the right. Neymar has it in a wide position. He's shifting through the gears here. Decent chance! And he should have made it 4. Bebeto gets a foot in here. Well, the defence just about came out on top, but they were certainly tested. Fernandes. Cruyff. And again, they run up against stubborn defending. Fernandes. And he's intervened well there. Messi, distributed tidily. Shevchenko. A header! Decent attempt, but not quite good enough. And it's been taken short. Shevchenko!
There will be 1 minute
Yaya
added
Toure,
time.
the conductor, the central piece to his team's attack. Whistle's gone, and they've got themselves a free kick.
Disappointing, very disappointing. He knew what he was doing, as deliberate and cynical as it comes.
This certainly looks appetising, well within shooting range. Looking here to alter the direction of the game. Cafu. And that will be it. They needed to win, and they have won. It is a triumph.
Hello, everybody, and this is a quick.
So what do you take away from it all, Jim?
Portugal can be really...
Well, this is just joyous. The perfect backdrop as both sides look to clear the first hurdle. Supporters here in terrific numbers, so will they be going back happy at the end of 90 minutes? Colours vivid and vibrant, songs loud and proud. The tone for this game is well and truly set. And that gets things running. Andrei Shevchenko, Jim, European Player of the Year, League winner, European champion, the top scorer in Italy on more than one occasion. It's an extraordinary list of achievements.
It certainly is. He really was the deadliest striker around, absolutely lethal.
Goal scorer, match winner, national treasure. He is all of those things and much, much more.
Well, he got rid because he was under pressure.
And it's De Bruyne. And he's in on goal. Great defending, strong and determined. Caicedo did well to emerge with the ball. That's a contest to keep an eye on. Well, the movement is slick, the speed is slippery. The defence, though, able to hold on this time. And they've got rid. Madrid have got it back and they'll have another go. Now it's Cristiano Ronaldo. Can he spark a counter here? Ronaldo receives it in a good position here. Patience, the overwhelming virtue in this game so far. Looking to play him in. Neymar. Caicedo.
It's the sort of situation that they'll want to capitalise on now.
Can he latch on to this? Terrific effort! He scored! Picked that one out. It was a bullet.
He did so well there, attacking the ball the way he did. He got a strong forehead behind that one.
Madrid are in front now, the game's only goal.
Well, I guess this ought to make...
Big chance! And he should have made them pay.
That's good running. It makes life so much easier when you have people who are willing to go beyond the defence like that. Portugal are really in a position where patience and prudence will serve them best. Time's on their side.
Alexander-Arnold proves too strong. De Bruyne conjures time and space where few can. Couldn't squeeze it through. Tries to pass it through. That is good progress on the left. He's got plenty of space out wide here. And here's Neymar. It's Neymar!
That's just playing it safe and simple.
And shifted it to the flank. And this is Cruyff.
Well, he certainly wasn't in the mood to take any risks.
Portugal with their first corner, the first in the game for either side, actually. Cruyff with the short one. Azpilicueta does really well to win the ball there. Azpilicueta running with the ball. He's under a lot of pressure there, and that has been cut short. Back. Oh, he's been caught napping! He is through here. Aimed at the far side. Adams attempts a clearance. Cruyff, the specialist in tearing teams apart. That is good strength. Azpilicueta powering forward here. And he welcomes it in. And that's a simple one for the keeper. Beckenbauer. Yaya Toure. Alonso. And this is Lewandowski. Shevchenko! And a neat finish. A two-goal lead, and they're firmly in control. A momentary lapse mercilessly exploited. They were absolutely lethal.
Oh, that was beautifully done. They were ready to pounce, and they were clinical when the opportunity presented itself.
Things starting to look very comfortable.
Yeah, and you have to say that the contrast of moods are very visible now. They really fancy themselves to go and wrap things up.
Time perhaps for one last twist before half-time. And he's managed to get rid. And it's De Bruyne.
Well, he got rid because he was under pressure.
Now the ball's gone astray. No outsmarting him this time. There's some great running on show here, but ultimately there was no way through. The ball has bounced loose now. Ronaldinho. Madrid ran themselves into the proverbial cul-de-sac there. Aimed beyond the defence. Cruyff. Now it's Cristiano Ronaldo. And this is Neymar. Look at the space here. And he's there to retrieve it. Lovely pass, but can he get there? He's not played the ball, that's a foul. The ref's been lenient here. I doubt he'll get too many more chances. And that brings the first half to a close. How would you review the first half?
Well, I think things have worked out pretty well so far, Peter. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. So I think the manager has to resist change at this stage.
So that's how it stands at halfway. We'll be back with the second half very soon.
Los niños que estén interesados en echar una mano como recogepelotas pueden informarse en las oficinas del estadio. Se va a realizar un cambio de jugadores.
Away we go again.
I think it'll be fascinating to see how they're going to change their approach here. They have to go for it, try and pull one back, but they also have to be aware that going 3 down will probably seal their fate.
Cruyff. And Cruyff! There's a goal! Just as they wanted it, just when they wanted it. And that is about as cool as they come. He picked his spot expertly.
That's expertly finished, and he's done that so often.
Just 1 in it now.
The manager must have given them an earful at half-time, and fair play because it seems to have worked. They've got to kick on from here now.
Portugal do appear to have made a half-time change.
I'll be fascinated to see how the change now affects the...
Goes for a shot! Oh, that was nice, but not quite the end product required.
Mbappe deserves a lot of credit for his willingness to make those runs. The passers will always have an option with him.
Oh, that's well spotted. Bebeto. Beckham. That's a little off target. Looking for options for movement. Cafu. Madrid appear to be happy to let their front players stay up front all the time.
Well, it's signalling to the opposition that they're setting themselves up for the counter-attack. It's plain and simple.
Looking for the run. And he's cleared it out of harm's way.
Well, that'll certainly improve their mood. All the talking, both tactical and motivational, in that half-time dressing room seems to have paid off for the moment, at least.
Mbappe! And he's there to belt it away. Referee's given a throw. Can he get it through? And this is Neymar.
That's just playing it safe and simple.
And he can clear it away. Well, that is one way to stop him. What a throw in. And he skips past his man. He's picked his way through. Deftly away. Carreras producing a good steal there, showing a good level of alertness.
Yeah, they were looking for a counter-attack.
Beckham. Bebeto. Oh, he's done very well to take that back. Portugal perhaps contemplating their next change here.
Yeah, and I think if you're looking for change in a tight game like this, Peter, it's all about getting the timing right.
Portugal have their second corner now. That's Piliqueta with the clearance. Adams. Over to the right flank. And he's whipped it across. Bebeto gets flagged offside.
That's exactly what they need to keep doing. Carry on plugging away and eventually you might just get that little break.
They're coming again and again.
I think they just have to keep forcing the issue and they'll get clinical.
Just a quarter of an hour to play. Nicely weighted ball. And no, that was never going to make it.
They may end up with some regret with this tactic, but you have to admire their commitment to goals.
Oh, he's felt that, hasn't he? Bebeto. Good ball, good take. And he's managed to get free. I think that's a corner. Yes, it is. Corner number 3 coming up. Cruyff plays it short. And this is Neymar. Neymar! So close to drawing level.
That was extremely good focus from the keeper, and it could turn out to be quite a significant moment.
Corner number 4 coming up here. Now it's Mbappe. Cruyff's cross. Vardiol can get it clear. Mbappe making good progress on the right-hand side. Cruyff. And the chances keep on coming. They're awarded another corner. They're up to 5 corners now. They've played it short. Another corner. Any better luck this time round? The corner count is rising. That's 6. Now this could be a chance.
Well, he certainly wasn't in the mood to take any risks.
And that is out of play.
They're avoiding the blatantly obvious by not getting the ball into the opposition box. That's where it has to be. I think we're about to see a frenetic finish. No half measures from here. Well, that's good defending. He squeezed the play and he gave him no chance to get on the turn.
And here's Mbappe. Cafu plays it in. Portugal with a corner and hardly any time left on the clock.
Yeah, and the jostling for position has begun. There's hardly any breathing space in that box.
Here's the header! Oh, and that one's done no damage in the end.
Beckenbauer is clearly kicking himself here. He knew that was a great opportunity.
We are into stoppage time. Bebeto. And that is it. A real high-octane conclusion. Portugal can justifiably find this a hard one to swallow. They gave it their all, but...